So there's a blue circle there, and what I'd like for you to do is to, some of us have done this exercise before, so just roll with me. But what I'd like for you to do, in that circle, that is the circle of all human knowledge! Okay, that's pretty melodramatic. Let's say that's the pie of all human knowledge. What I'd like for you to do is to cut yourself a piece of pie the size of what you know of everything that there is to know. All right? So cut yourself a piece of pie the size of what you know of everything there is to know. Okay? All right, so what kinds of things are on that piece of pie? What are some things that you know that you know?
My name.
You know your name. Please raise your hand if you know your name. All right, cool. One more thing. Yes. Oh, she was like, one more thing that you know, you know. Your beliefs and values, all right? So you know your beliefs and values. So now what I'd like for you to do is to cut yourself a piece of pie. Now, you're gonna cut 3 pieces. So this is piece 2, all right? But I want you to cut yourself a piece of pie relative to the size of what you know you do not know, of everything that there is to know, okay? So, for example, I know that I do not know Mandarin Chinese. I know that I don't know that. I know that I don't know how to do brain surgery. I know that I don't know that, all right? So I want you to cut that second piece of pie, and then I'll tell you what the third is, all right? All right, so what kinds of things are in that second piece? What are things that you are aware of that you do not know? How what? How to change a tire. You know you don't know how to change a tire. All right? One more. Can't do a cartwheel. You know you can't do a cartwheel. All right? So those are things that you know you do not know. And what do you think is left? What's the last part of the third piece of the pie? That's right. What you don't know, you don't know. And I did this in one workshop, and someone said, you got that from Donald Rumsfeld. And I said, you can use it for good or for evil. You decide. Okay? So the third piece is what you know you don't know. Is what you don't know, or we'll call that a blind spot. If we put that whole piece of pie, so the first piece is what you know, the second piece is what you know you don't know, and the third piece is your blind spot, or what you don't know you don't know. All right? My blind spot is something that I don't know exists. For example, one of the things, I consider myself to be an advocate for for women's rights and that kind of stuff. And one of my friends pointed out to me in the conversation how I was being sexist. I wasn't aware that I was being sexist, but they were able to point that out to me. So now I know when I say certain words or phrases that I'm now, so it's moved out of my blind spot and into my general knowledge. All right? Do other people have blind spots? First of all, if you have a blind spot, how do you find out about it if you don't know? Right? If you think about blind spots in terms of your car, how do you find out about a blind spot? What are the 2 ways you can find out about a blind spot? One is have an accident, and the second is that you look for your blind spot. So when we talk about our personal paradigm, we can have an accident like I did with the gender issue and get information, or we can try to look for that. Yes, ma'am.
I guess that was my question, because I think it's hard to quantify what we don't know. And so that was kind of my challenge. It's like, oh, I didn't know how big that piece would be. And when it's brought to my attention at some point it's going to go into one of those other two pieces of pie.
That's right. But I will only go into those other. Her comment was, how do I know what I know I don't know? How do I quantify that? And once I'm aware of it, does it move into another piece of pie? And the answer is yes, it does. right? Yeah, so there's that. Yes, sir.
Oh, I was just going to use an example of like when I first moved to the cities.
Okay, go ahead. Use that example.
Okay, so when I first moved to the cities to be a social worker, I did not know about all the different African cultures. And Somali, I know is a big one, but where I come from, nobody has heard of that culture, so I didn't know anything about it. And then I learned about Oromo as I was researching about Somali culture, or Oromo. So I guess in a way, like I didn't know where all the
Okay. So he used the example of knowing about cultures in the cities. That when he was other places, he didn't know about them. But once he was in the cities, he found out about them. And then he was able to find out even more about those subgroups and those cultures the longer he stayed here. All right? So your paradigm is important. And it's the way you see the world. And the way you see the world is extremely valuable. So if you want to be that 22, now, I want to say that